Hello and good evening. The coronavirus outbreak in China has assumed larger proportions with at least 80 deaths being reported. Preparations are also underway to evacuate nearly 250 Indians, mostly students, stuck at the epicenter of the viral disease outbreak, Wuhan. We'll get to the latest on that on Newsnight tonight. I'm Gautam Roy. We'll also be talking with our guests about a landmark third Bodo Accord, which has been signed today, and how it's expected to settle the issue now for all times to come, comprehensively and permanently. But first, our headlines.
Headlines is sponsored by Wonder Cement. एक perfect शुरुआत.
Good news for the Northeast. With an aim to bringing permanent peace to Bodo-dominated areas in Assam, the centre signs a comprehensive accord with Bodo outfits. Tripartite agreement signed by top leaders of the NDFB factions, officials of Home Ministry and Assam government. Home Minister describes the agreement as historic. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says the accord would usher in a new dawn of peace, harmony and togetherness. Says it will lead to transformative results for the Bodo people. Reiterates the government's commitment to do everything possible to help the Bodo people realize their aspirations. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says Pakistan cannot dare to raise Kashmir on international forums after Article 370's nullification. Warns Pakistan that any misadventure will invite appropriate action. The BJP hits out at Shaheen Bag protesters. Union Minister Ravi Shankar says that protests are offering a platform to the Tukre gang under the garb of opposition to CAA. Lists the problem faced by people due to the protest. Says it's not against the CAA but against the Prime Minister. Campaigning gathers pace for the Delhi Assembly polls. Union Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP President JP Nadda address rallies in the national capital. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal also holds roadshows to canvass for AAP candidates. Coronavirus spread widens. Death toll climbs to 80 as China battles with all its resources and might. India too prepares to combat any emergency. Cabinet Secretary chairs a review meeting. MEA to request Chinese authorities to evacuate Indians from Wuhan. The centre takes a firm step forward with Air India stake sale process. Issues the preliminary bid document for 100% stake sale along with easing the bidding norms. Deadline for submitting bids is the 17th of March. The government assures that the interest of employees will be protected. And one of the greatest basketball players in history, NBA legend Kobe Bryant, is no more. Bryant died in a helicopter crash in California. No survivors as all 9 people on board, including his teenage daughter, killed. Death plunges legions of fans around the world into mourning.
Headlines were sponsored by Wonder Cement. एक perfect शुरुआत.
Well, a stir nearly 5 decades old that led to over 4,000 killings in the Northeast has been permanently settled. An accord has been signed in New Delhi today involving all stakeholders that resolves the Bodo issue for all time to come. Under the pact, not only will armed cadres surrender with their weapons, a 1,500 crore rupees package will also be given to the region, and the community will get a distinct identity, more powers and added protection. Here are the details.
Reflecting its commitment to the development of the Northeast, the central government has delivered another landmark gift in the new year for the region. An accord was signed on Monday in the presence of Home Minister Amit Shah for the permanent settlement of the Bodo issue. The tripartite agreement was signed by Assam Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal, the top leadership of the 4 factions of the NDFB, ABSU, Home Ministry Joint Secretary Satendra Garg and Assam Chief Secretary Kumar Sanjay Krishna. The party to this accord are the central government, the Assam government, the Bodoland Territorial Council or the BTC, the All Bodo Students Union or the ABSU, National Democratic Front of Bodoland or the NDFB Dhirendra Bodo Group, NDFB Rajun Daimari faction, NDFB Saraguara faction and the United Bodo People Organization, or the UBPO. Prime Minister Modi, he praised on the accord as it was signed, saying it will usher in a new dawn of peace, harmony and togetherness. He said it's a very special day for India as the accord with the Bodo groups will lead to transformative results for the Bodo people. Home Minister Amit Shah described the pact as ushering in the golden future of Assam and the entire northeast region, saying the Bodo issue has now been permanently settled.
मैं मानता हूं कि ये एग्रीमेंट बोडो क्षेत्र के लिए और असम के लिए एक बहुत विकास का रास्ता प्रशस्त करने वाला एग्रीमेंट होने जा रहा है और इसके साथ असम के अंदर भी जो इरिटेशन था कि कभी न कभी असम का विभाजन होगा, आज असम अखंड रहकर अपने साथियों को महत्व देकर उनको भी विकास की धारा में शामिल कर उनकी भाषा, उनकी संस्कृति और उनके अधिकारों को सुरक्षित कर एक अखंड असम आज से सब लोग फील कर रहे हैं.
Around 1,500 armed cadres with nearly 500 weapons will become part of the national mainstream as part of the accord. All the four NDFP faction will also join the national mainstream. A package of 1,500 crore rupees will be given over 3 years. It will be used for implementing several special projects for the region. The BTC's powers in territory will get expanded under the accord. The number of BTC seats will be expanded from 40 to 60. Bodo community's social, cultural and linguistic rights will be secured. The land rights of tribals will also be protected. The Home Minister added on the occasion that the central government remains committed to the development of the Northeast and is ready to talk to anyone to ensure peace and progress.
नॉर्थ-ईस्ट के लोग एक प्रकार से अपने आप को कटा हुआ महसूस करते थे. मोदी जी ने हर महीना, हर 15 दिन, हर एक राज्य में एक केंद्रीय मंत्री जाए, वहां से शुरू कर हर राज्य की राजधानी को रेलवे से, एयर कनेक्टिविटी से, बहुत सारे ब्रिजेस, बहुत सारे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के काम. तो जो नारा दिया था प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, सबका साथ, सबका विकास, और अब इसके साथ सबका विश्वास जोड़कर ये पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट क्षेत्र को एक अशांति से बाहर लाने का, अस्थिरता से बाहर लाने का एक प्रयास हुआ है.
The Assam government praised Prime Minister Modi's leadership for the pact and said that there will be no compromise with the Assam's territorial integrity because of it. It also assured that the rights of Bodo people will remain safeguarded.
आज इस समझौते के द्वारा ये बात साबित हुआ, असम की जो टेरिटोरियल इंटीग्रिटी हमेशा ये इंटैक्ट रहेगा. दूसरी बात, शांति व्यवस्था हमेशा से ही सुरक्षित रहेगा. और तीसरी बात, बोडो कम्युनिटी का ऑलराउंड डेवलपमेंट ये संभव होगा. उनकी सामाजिक, सांस्कृतिक जो भाषा, आइडेंटिटी, लैंड राइट सब सही सुरक्षित किया जाएगा.
Bodo become associate official language for state of Assam. Hills tribe status for Bodo people and an autonomous welfare council for the Bodo Kosari living outside BTAD area. So this is in the political area.
Bodo leaders have also expressed satisfaction over the settlement.
सिग्नेचर देने के बाद मैं समझता हूँ बोरो की 20 और बोरो इलाका में कोई उग्रपंथी रिवोल्यूशनरी ग्रुप नहीं होगा.
आज तो समझौता है, उससे जरिए शांति आएगा और जहाँ शांति आएगा तो विकास का काम तेजी से चलता है.
People associated with the Bodo cause celebrated in unbridled fashion at Delhi's Vijay Chowk. Even on Sunday during his radio program Man Ki Baat, the Prime Minister spoke in detail about Assam, saying we all should get down to building a new India where peace is the answer to every question. It was after the formation of the Modi 2.0 government that the efforts to settle the Bodo question gained pace from August last year. With Sudhakar Das in Delhi, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Well, it is definitely an occasion to rejoice for the Bodo people because this pact, this accord is extremely significant. It will have a long pending impact on the fate of not just the entire region that is now, of course, described as Bodo, but the state of Assam, in fact, for the entire northeastern region. It's very important to understand why there is so much expectation built into this particular accord, because the history of this entire agitation shows that Bodo tribes live north of Brahmaputra River in lower Assam. That's where these people are located. 13.62 lakh Bodo people in Assam, according to 2011 census. So their proportion in the overall population of Assam is just 4.3%. It's quite small. And as you go further, well, they're mostly settled in Bodoland Territorial Area Districts. That's the BTAD, and it's in 4 districts: Kokrajhar, Baksa, Udalguri and Chirang. And as you go further, there's been a call for a separate Bodo land in Assam for over 5 decades now. Almost 5 decades old this entire call is. It turned violent later. NDFB, these are the armed Bodo groups that are there. They've been there. They've been fighting for a separate Bodo land. That's the NDFB, Govinda Basumatari group. It's different factions of the NDFB. There's the Dhirendra Bodo group of the NDFB as well, which has been fighting for a separate Bodo land. There's the Ranjan Daimari group as well of the NDFB, again an armed group. And the NDFB-S is also there, that has been fighting for a separate Bodo land, apart from the Bodo Liberation Tigers. All these groups have been fighting for a separate Bodo land, and now they're signatories of the latest Bodo Accord. Now, the accord so far, to resolve this issue, there have been 3 in total, including the one today. The first one, of course, was in 1993. On the 20th of February, an agreement was signed between the Indian government, the Assam government, the ABSU, that's the All Bodo Students Union, and the BPAC. This was not very satisfactory. Moving on, the second one took place in 2003, where on the 10th of February in 2003, agreement was signed again between the Indian government, the Assam government and the BLT. So this was also a bit limited. And now the latest one is the 2020 Comprehensive Bodo Settlement Agreement. Now, why is this being called comprehensive? Let's also understand that. These are the main elements of this pact. Over 1,500 armed cadres with nearly 500 weapons will become part of the national mainstream through this accord. They will lay down their arms. Package of 1,500 crore rupees over 3 years for development of the Bodo areas will be given. A lot of projects have been planned, different projects that will be implemented through the course of those 3 years that the money will be given. Half by the centre, half by the state. Moving on further, land rights of tribal communities will be protected. This is something that has been guaranteed. Tribal areas will witness rapid development because of this accord as well, because of the money that's been given and the kind of work that will be done. NDFB cadres will be resettled comprehensively. They will get a lot of facilities, so that even jobs will be offered, and even private concerns are being brought in with expertise, so that these people can get resettled. There will be a commission that will be set up to ensure that everything happens properly. It will recommend inclusion or exclusion of villages adjoining the BTAD area based on the Bodo population. Depending on the proportion, majority, minority, it will recommend which villages are to be included or which even are to be excluded. The Indian government will take steps to give BTC legislative, executive, administrative and financial powers. All kinds of powers will be given to the BTC. Relatives of those killed during Bodo agitation will get 5 lakh rupees each in compensation. So that is another factor that has been brought in. So all these are the key elements of this pact. We'll talk about this further with our guests as well. Stay with Newsnight.
इस लोकगीत में असम की संस्कृति बताई गई है, असम के चाय के बागान, उधर की हरियाली.
Really focused on the
folk arts of Madhya Pradesh, the Gond art of Madhya Pradesh or the Bhimtal arts. They are so like diverse.
मैं तो भरेली थारी सहेलिया भरे चल बाबड़ी में पानी सैया कुल तो भरे।
आपको मिलवाते हैं तमिलनाडु के थुथुकुडी जिले।
Welcome back. You're watching Newsnight and we're talking about the latest comprehensive Bodo Accord that has been signed today. It's a tripartite agreement. The centre is part of it, the state of Assam is part of it, and a lot of these groups that have been fighting for all these decades for a separate Bodo land are also part of it. It has a lot of factors that give it an edge in terms of resolving the entire Bodo issue that has been pending for so long, comprehensively and permanently, and that brings up our in focus tonight, and that is a landmark Bodo Accord. And to talk about it, we have in our studio Deepak Diwan. He's the executive editor, Northeast Sun magazine, and joining us from Guwahati, Ravi Shankar, executive editor, Dainik Purvodaya. First to you, Deepak, this accord, the latest one that has been signed today, what makes it comprehensive? What gives the hope that this issue, the Bodo issue, will be resolved permanently through this pact? There were two others in the past as well, and they clearly didn't work.
Well, Gautam, first of all, I must tell you this today's accord which has been signed, it includes all the four factions of NDFB, those who had been opposing the earlier accords.
Right.
And they were never party to it. They had opposed and they continued with the demand. In fact, that time NDFB was only one. Then there were a lot of breakaway factions. Now today we have seen four of them, and they all came and they have signed the agreement, and that is the thing. Now there is no more group or individual who is left who is opposing the Bodo Accord. So this will usher a total peace in the region, in the state of Assam, and also in the Bodo areas. See, Gautam, the emphasis of this government has been to develop Northeast at par with the rest of the country, because we are sitting on the edge of a new opening to the Southeast Asia. We have the trilateral highway coming, which will open up a lot of avenues for Northeast, for their products, for to export and everything. But to have anything like that, you have to have peace in the region. So the government of India appointed two interlocutors, Mr. R.N. Ravi, who is the interlocutor for Nagas. He is handling NSC and IM and other 7 groups in Nagaland. The other interlocutor Government of India appointed is Mr. A.B. Mathur. He has been given task of all the rest of the militants in the region, including NDFB, Karbis, then Manipur's cookies, KNO and UPF he is handling. So this man was picked up by our advisor to the Prime Minister, National Security Advisor, NSA, because he had seen his work in the past.
Okay.
Mr. Mathur was instrumental in and played a major role in the 1986 Mizo Accord, which was settled with Mizo National Front. And 3 years later, in 1989, he alone brought TNV, Tripura National Volunteers, which was that time the leading outfit in Tripura,
Okay.
to come to the negotiation table and settle the issue, and he surrendered with his cadres and arms. So government wants to settle everything in Northeast with any group who wants to give up arms and come to the negotiation table. The government is sitting with the open arms. So this is the net result of the approach of the government which we have seen today.
Okay, let's go across to Ravishankar Ravi as well in Guwahati. Ravishankar Ravi, just tell us, in terms of this pact, the fact that all the NDFB factions are on board gives a lot of hope that this will lead to resolution of the Bodo issue comprehensively. But what else does it have apart from the previous two accords that this one is raising that sort of hope that permanent settlement of the issue will take place? Can you hear me, Ravi Shankar? Ravi, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
I think there's some problem.
Well, it seems that Ravi Shankar Ravi is unable to hear us at the moment. We'll try and get that link right. But let me pose the same question to you, Deepak. In terms of, you mentioned how, all the factions are on board, all the groups who were fighting for a separate borderland are now signatories. But, why are they on board now? Why were they not on board earlier? That is perhaps equally important to mark out, isn't it? Because this accord is different from the previous ones.
Yes, definitely. You see, the 93 accord, which was signed on 20th February 1993, that was also tripartite agreement. And Gautam, you will be surprised to know, I had travelled with Mr. Rajesh Pilot, that time the Minister of State for Internal Security, to witness this accord to Kokrajhar, where Prem Singh Brahma was the leading, he was leading outfit which was very powerful at that time.
Okay.
So, the government talked to him and made him settle the issue. For some time, there was no violence. But then again the demand for separate Bodoland continued and another group was formed. This was Bodo Liberation Front, BLT, which was led by Mr. Hagrama.
Tigers, yes.
So, again in 2003 we signed one more accord, hoping that things would settle down. But this NDFB continued its agitation in the region, armed struggle, and ultimately I think Mr. Mathur has been able to convince all the four rivals. Imagine, Gautam, four rivals, though they were rivals to each other also. Now, making them understand, and that is the work of interlocutor, and he has done so well. He's brought all four of them, and today all of them they have signed. Now there's no more, there's no other outfit left who is opposing this. So this is a big achievement, and this is a message to the rest of the outfits also in the region.
Which provisions do you think in this accord are the main clinchers? Is it the package? Is it more devolution of more powers to the entity that will be created? It's undergoing a nomenclature change, in fact, and or the fact that there will be added area as well now?
Well, Gautam, they were demanding for a separate state. What would they would have got in a separate state? They have got it now in the council. They have autonomous council was already there under 6th schedule.
Yes.
Now they got more autonomy, more financial power, and the more areas where they can take their own decision to develop their own areas. And I think it is a finest example of settling an issue where a state is given within the state. So this formula is an excellent example. I think it will be used in Manipur also, where again Mathur is dealing with the cookies, KNO and UPF. Their demand was also that we want separate state, but the Manipur people of Manipur do not want territorial integrity of Manipur to be changed like the people of Assam wanted. So this was a formula, and I think this formula will work very well in Manipur also. And the time to come, you will see such accords taking place.
Okay, let me bring in Ravishankar. Ravi, attempt to bring him again into the discussion. Ravishankar, Ravi, what makes you feel that this accord will be acceptable? The leaders have signed it, all the factions have signed it, different groups have signed it who have been fighting for a separate Bodo land. Do you feel that this will be acceptable to all Bodo people, and those who had been opposing any sort of a settlement of this issue as well? Ravishankar, Ravi, can you hear me? आपको मेरी आवाज पहुंच रही है? I don't think my audio is getting across to Ravishankar, Ravi, but Deepak, there are still some people who are opposing any sort of pact with the Bodos. They had certain apprehensions, and it seems that this accord is taking care of those apprehensions as well.
Well, the main apprehension the people of Assam they had was that perhaps a union territory for Bodos is being carved out from the state. But that has not happened. That's what I am saying. This is the finest sort of formula I have seen so far to keep the state boundary intact, yet you fulfill the aspiration of the people.
And in terms of its implementation, how do you see it working on the ground? Because there will be a commission, more rights will be devolved. There has to be a constitutional amendment as well that is in process since 2019. It's been in Parliament. But do you feel that everything will fall in place in the given time frame?
Yes, I have no doubt about it. See, the thing is, commission is going to be formed to look into the demands of the agitators, Bodos, that certain villages which are outside this Bodo council area.
The 4 districts.
Yeah, where the majority is of Bodos, they will be, commission will look at it. The villages having majority of Bodos will be included in the Bodo council area, and those villages which are presently in the Bodo areas where the Bodos are in minority, they will be excluded. And one more thing, till now it was known as BTAD, Bodoland Territorial Areas District. Now it will be known as Bodoland Territorial Region. This is part of this agreement today.
Right. And in terms of how, excuse me, in terms of how all their rights, be it land, be it linguistic, be it cultural, safeguarding these rights, there will be provisions that will be made for that purpose as well. That's also been given as a very clear-cut assurance to these people.
Yes, definitely. You will be surprised. You may have heard of Assam Sahitya Sabha. We also have Bodo Sahitya Sabha. So Bodos, they have their own language, their own literature, everything. So in order to to preserve and promote, the provisions are being made in this budget. I mean, they will have all the whatever is required, maybe a research center or whatever. So see, now when you have your own people in the governance, and you have the funds to utilize for it, naturally all these things will be taken care of. And there is a lot of emphasis on the education in this accord also. So there is going to be a university, central university, in the name of Mr. Upendranath Brahma. He was the original crusader, president of ABSU, All Bodo Students Union, who actually spearheaded the movement years ago. And I had met him several times. And this central university, then National Sports University, then Sports Authority of India at Udalgiri, Buxa and Chirag, they will start sports centers.
Right.
And the Institute of Livelihood Management will come up. The Northeast Regional Institute of Medical Sciences, Hotel and Tourism Management Institute, Regional Campus of Indira Gandhi National Tribal University at Udalgiri, in Udalgiri district. Bodoland Movement Memorial Museum will also be made.
Yes, there will be an NIT, there will be polytechnics as well. A lot of efforts will be made to push skill development and of course jobs generation as well. Special recruitment drives will take place. Let's try and get in touch with Ravishankar Ravi once again in Guwahati. If you can hear me, Ravishankar Ravi, do you feel that this issue of resettlement of the cadres, that will also now take shape soon after they surrender, because there have been people who've been living in camps as well, and this will also be comprehensively looked at so that they are brought into the national mainstream.
निश्चित रूप से ये सारे कैडर जो समर्पण करने वाले हैं उनको जो है निश्चित रूप से पुनर्वास उनका करना होगा और उनके लिए कई तरह की स्कीम तैयार करनी होगी ताकि उनकी जो ऊर्जा है उसका उपयोग किया जा सके। मुझे जो लगता है और जिस तरह से पूरा जो बोडोलैंड में जो माहौल है और खास करके वहाँ की जनता चाहती है कि इस उग्रवाद और ये हिंसा पूरी तरह से बंद हो ताकि वहाँ पर जो विकास की संभावनाएं बन रही हैं और वो पूरा इलाका भूटान के नीचे में तलहटी का पूरा इलाका टूरिज्म के लिए, इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए बहुत ही बेटर है। तो अगर इन कैडरों की ऊर्जा का उपयोग राष्ट्र निर्माण में किया जा सकेगा और उन्हें उससे जोड़ा जा सकेगा तो निश्चित रूप से इसका दूरगामी असर सिर्फ बोडोलैंड पर नहीं पड़ेगा। असम और पूर्वोत्तर के जो भी भूमिगत संगठनों के कैडर मुख्य धारा में आएंगे उन्हें भी ये एक मॉडल के रूप में नजर आएगा। और मेन बात है नियत की, और वो जो नियत अभी केंद्र सरकार, असम सरकार और बोडोलैंड में जो नेतृत्व है हाग्रामा मोहलारी, मुख्यमंत्री सर्बानंद सोनोवाल, ये लोग भी चाहते हैं कि समस्या का अस्थायी समाधान हो, समाधान को इसको खींचा नहीं जाए समस्या को। उसी का परिणाम है कि सारे एनडीएफबी के जितने भी गुट थे, और ये बड़ा ऐतिहासिक काम नजर आ रहा है, इसके बारे में बहुत ज़्यादा मीडिया में भी बात नहीं आई थी, और जिस ढंग से उनको एकजुट करके एक साथ, और सबसे बड़ी बात है इसमें आपसू ऑल बोडो स्टूडेंट यूनियन जो बहुत ही प्रभावशाली छात्र संगठन है उसको भी इसमें शामिल किया गया है। तो सारे लोग जो बोडो संगठन या बोडो संघर्ष का नेतृत्व कर रहे थे इस समझौते के साथ जुड़ गए हैं। तो ये अपने आप में एक अनोखा समझौता है और निश्चित रूप से इसका असर पड़ेगा। और एक महत्वपूर्ण बात जो इसको मैं अंडरलाइन करना चाह रहा हूं वो ये कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लोग, यहाँ के जो जनजातीय समूह हैं, वो अपनी संस्कृति और भाषा को लेकर बड़े संवेदनशील रहे हैं। तो इस एग्रीमेंट में बोडो भाषा के संरक्षण के लिए विशेष व्यवस्था की गई है और उसको असम की राज्य भाषा, आधिकारिक भाषा, ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज का दर्जा दिया गया है जो असमिया के सहयोग के रूप में रहेगी। इसकी वजह से जो छोटे छोटे ट्राइब हैं पूर्वोत्तर में 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, वैसे लोगों को भी लगेगा कि केंद्र सरकार हमारी भाषा को संरक्षित करने का प्रयास कर सकती है। तो ये सारे पॉइंट्स हैं जिसका दूरगामी असर होगा।
बिल्कुल। एंड दीपक दिवान, in terms of total peace in Assam, there are talks that have been happening with other groups as well, and I believe that something is in the pipeline in terms of settling issues with them as well.
Well, yes, as I mentioned, Mr. Mathur is dealing with Alpha, the pro-talks group. That's a major group, and I think slowly and I think soon you should hear some good news about them also. I hope we are all waiting for that. And similarly, as I mentioned, in Manipur, the KNO, Kuki National Organization, and UPF, they are in negotiations with him, and we should hear something about that. In fact, the Manipur government is also party to that negotiation. It's a tripartite talks which have been going on.
Yes.
So they would also probably, I think this will become a model. This Bodo Accord will become a model for such further negotiations which we are having with the other outfits.
Sounds great, and we hope rapid progress on that front as well, so that these issues in Assam and in fact the entire region are settled comprehensively with all these groups that have had some issues with staying within the union and or have been trying to carve out a different identity for themselves. It can all be settled, it can all be worked out, and let's hope that a bright future awaits all these communities. Thanks a lot for joining us, both of you, Deepak Diwan as well as Ravi Shankar. Ravi, for joining us. Now, the Anti-Citizenship Amendment Act protest at Delhi's Shaheen Bag was at the centre of a political furor today. The BJP brought forth some objectionable videos and labelled the protest as an idea for dividing the country. Anti-COAA activist Shaheen Imam also remained a much-hunted person today, with his ancestral home in Bihar being raided by the police, apart from additional cases being lodged against him in other territories. Here are the details. In fact, this is what has been happening. Shaheen Bag agitation since the middle of December has been obstructing the way of connecting Delhi with Noida. One particular part, that is Kalindi, Kunj, and lakhs of commuters have been suffering because of that. The matter had also gone to the High Court, but the High Court said that the Delhi police needs to handle the issue in a balanced manner. Now, a lot of heat being directed against the Shaheen Bag protests as well in a very political way. Take a look.
Amidst protests against CAA and NRC, some objectionable videos have also become viral. BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra earlier released a video of JNU student Shaheen Imam and has now tweeted a video of a young woman in which she is heard raising questions on the country's top court. BJP has hit out at the demonstrations at Shaheen Bag and such objectionable videos. Senior BJP leader and Union Minister Ravi Shankar addressed a press conference on Monday and said Shaheen Bag is not an area anymore. It is an idea, where the Indian flag is being used as a cover for the people who want to divide the country. He said the protests are causing massive inconvenience to lakhs of people.
जहां पर टुकड़े-टुकड़े गैंग पीछे खड़े रहते हैं, जहां पर मासूम बच्चों की मासूमियत को छलावा देते हुए उनसे प्रधानमंत्री के खिलाफ हिंसा के लिए उकसाया जाता है। लेकिन ये विरोध के लिए नहीं है, ये विरोध मोदी विरोध है कि कैसा हिंदुस्तान हम बनाना चाहते हैं और कैसी दिल्ली बनाना चाहते हैं। क्या दिल्ली में कुछ लोग होंगे जो टुकड़े-टुकड़े के नाम पर अपनी आवाज को बुलंद करेंगे? क्या दिल्ली में ऐसे लोगों को जगह मिलनी चाहिए जो आसाम को भारत से काटने की बात करेंगे? ये है बड़े सवाल।
Ravishankar further took a jibe at the Congress and said CAA does not take away anyone's citizenship.
नागरिकता संशोधन अधिनियम न किसी की नागरिकता छीनता है न किसी को देता है। इस देश के मुस्लिम सहित इस देश का हर मुस्लिम नागरिक इज्जत के साथ इस मुल्क में रहता है और रहेगा। लोकतंत्र की जितनी प्रक्रिया है वो सबका अनुपालन हुआ, फिर भी आप धरने पर हैं और आप बैठे हुए हैं।
Another BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra also hit out at the protesters at Shaheen Bag.
ये पैसे लेकर देश को बांटने का काम जो कांग्रेस पार्टी कर रही है, ये कहीं ना कहीं एक बात स्पष्ट होता है, कांग्रेस का हाथ देश बांटने वालों के साथ, कांग्रेस का हाथ आगजनी के साथ, कांग्रेस का हाथ आतंकवादियों के साथ। ये पीएफआई वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो आगजनी और आतंकवाद को बढ़ावा देती है। ऐसे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से पैसे लेकर सोनिया जी, क्या आपकी कांग्रेस पार्टी काम करती है?
Meanwhile, police raided the ancestral home of anti-CAA activist Shaheen Imam in Bihar, hunting for him in sedition cases lodged across several states for his alleged inflammatory speeches, but he eluded the dragnet. Jehanabad police swooped on Imam's ancestral house on Sunday night after help was sought by central agencies. Police in two northeastern states, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh, lodged FIRs against the JNU scholar. With inputs from Neeraj Singh, Newsnight desk, DD India.
Well, Air India is back on the block once again in less than 2 years. This time the government is selling it lock, stock and barrel. Preliminary bid document for 100% stake sale has been issued today. 17th of March is the deadline for submitting expression of interest.
The government on Monday announced sale of 100% stake in Air India as it issued the preliminary bid document for the strategic disinvestment and has set 17th March as the deadline for submitting expression of interest. As part of the strategic disinvestment, Air India would also sell 100% stake in low-cost airline Air India Express, 50% shareholding in the joint venture as well.
The transfer of management control and sale of 100% shares of Air India along with Air India's 100% stake in its subsidiary, Air India Express Limited, and 50% stake in joint venture ISATs. Number 2, freezing of debt in Air India at rupees 23,286.5 crores, which is approximately equivalent to the written down value of the combined assets.
Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri also sought to assure the employees of Air India that the interest will be taken care of, adding that the retiring employees' medical benefits issue is also being sorted out.
We are determined to ensure that appropriate adequate medical cover is provided to them. We are just looking at the different modalities now. The bottom line is that the Ministry of Civil Aviation, the management of Air India, and all those involved, including DIPAM, are acutely conscious and are determined to ensure that the interests of the employees are safeguarded.
The new buyer would continue to use the Air India brand. The bid document says that the FDI policy for the sale remains unchanged. In 2018, the government proposed to offload 76% equity share capital of the national carrier as well as transfer the management control to private players. However, there were no bidders, so there have been changes to ease the process this time. Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Preparations are on in full swing for the 11th edition of the biennial mega defence exhibition Def Expo 2020, which is to be held in Uttar Pradesh's capital Lucknow between the 5th and 9th of February this year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be inaugurating the Def Expo 2020. But why is the Defence Expo significant? Let's take a look at this report.
The 11th biennial edition of Defence Expo 2020 is scheduled to be held for the first time in Uttar Pradesh. 11th Def Expo will be organized from 5th to 9th of February 2020 in Lucknow. Main theme of the Defence Expo will be India, the emerging defence manufacturing hub. Focus of Def Expo India 2020 will be on digital transformation of defence sector. The exhibition will also highlight emergence of UP as an attractive destination for investment in the defence sector. It offers an excellent opportunity for the Indian defence industry to showcase its capabilities and promote its export potential.
Well, a mobile application has also been developed over here. Well, you can get all the significant and important information from these mobile applications with respect to Defence Expo 2020. Well, as far as the schedule is concerned, you can get to know that which event is happening on which date. So all the information is provided on this mobile applications of Defence Expo. Important part is that there are various speakers who will be speaking at the Defence Expo 2020. So you can get all the information about these speakers who are related to the defence sector via this mobile applications. But yes, last but not the least, look at this, the products. There are various products that are listed as far as this mobile application is concerned, which will be showcased in this Defence Expo 2020 in Lucknow. So be it the air systems, the aircraft, the ammunition, the armor vehicle. So all these products will be showcased in the Defence Expo, and you can get all the information about all these products via this mobile application. UP has a strong defence industrial infrastructure, and one of the two defence industrial corridors of India is also planned in Uttar Pradesh. The corridor will encourage defence MSMEs, including our Indian defence industry.
70 से भी अधिक देशों ने अपने यहाँ पार्टिसिपेशन की पुष्टि की है, तो मुझे लगता है कि काफ़ी लार्ज स्केल में कंट्रीज पार्टिसिपेट करेंगी. ये हमारे डिफेंस इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर को, जो कि लखनऊ, अलीगढ़, आगरा, इन सब एरियाज में पास करता है, इन नोड्स को में हमारी आर्थिक व्यवस्था को बहुत ही बूस्ट देगा.
Def Expo 2020 is sure to bring the leading technologies in the defence sector under one roof and provide ample opportunities for government, private manufacturers, startups and the entire space. Arun Sharma, DD News.
Now, the Delhi election campaign is heading for a crescendo. All the contenders in the primarily three-cornered fight are giving it all to woo voters. The BJP's campaign was helmed today by Home Minister Amit Shah as well as BJP President JP Nadda, while Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal led a charge for the Aam Aadmi Party. The Congress is also canvassing strongly throughout the day.
As political leaders crisscross the lanes and bylanes of Delhi, the capital city is witnessing one of the most keenly fought electoral contests in recent times. Stepping up attack on Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Union Home Minister Amit Shah launched a frontal attack on many core issues. Shah was addressing an election rally in Rithala in northwest Delhi.
5 साल तक ये केजरीवाल सरकार ने झूठ के अलावे कुछ नहीं किया। मित्रों, आज वो फिर से जनादेश लेने निकले हैं और जब ये लोगों के सामने जाते हैं तो एक भी पुराना वादा याद नहीं करते।
BJP leader further accused the Delhi Chief Minister of supporting those who want to break India and raised the issue of AAP government not giving police the permission to prosecute former JNU Students Union President Kanhaiya Kumar and others in a sedition case.
मैं आज आपको बताने आया हूं, नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने दिल्ली पुलिस को कहकर सर्जिकल इस्लाम पर देशद्रोह का मुकदमा दायर कर दिया है। हमने दायर कर दिया है। केजरीवाल जी, मैं आपको पूछने आया हूं, आप सर्जिकल इस्लाम को पकड़ने के पक्ष में है या नहीं है?
Meanwhile, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is also aggressively campaigning for his party's candidates in various seats of Delhi. Surrounded by scores of supporters, the AAP national convener took out a roadshow in North Delhi's Narela and Bhavana areas. He urged the supporters to press the button for broom.
अपने घर में जितने बुजुर्ग थे, सबकी तीर्थ यात्रा का इंतजाम कर दिया। पिछले 5 साल में आपके घर के बड़ा बेटा, बड़े भाई की तरह बन के काम किया है मैंने।
Congress party is also campaigning for the polls, which will again be a three-cornered contest, with AAP pitched against the BJP and the Congress. Newsnight Desk, DD India.
The government has decided to prepare for possible evacuation of Indian nationals from Wuhan. The decision was taken at a high-level meeting chaired by Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba, which carried out a detailed review of the situation arising out of outbreak of coronavirus in China. The External Affairs Ministry is to request Chinese authorities for the evacuation. China is reeling under the coronavirus epidemic, which has claimed 80 lives so far.
The death toll climbed to 80 with 2,744 confirmed cases as China battles coronavirus outbreak. According to the National Health Commission of China, 769 new cases have been confirmed in the last 24 hours. However, the condition of 51 infected with the disease has improved after the treatment. Apart from additional health personnel deputed, a new hospital is being built to treat people affected by the coronavirus in Wuhan city of China. Meanwhile, Chinese Premier Li Keqiang arrived in Wuhan to inspect the epidemic control and prevention work. China has also extended the Lunar New Year holiday to help contain an outbreak of the mysterious virus, with several cases confirmed around the world.
All provinces followed suit by strictly controlling possible sources of infection. Truthfully, the public should pay more attention to protecting themselves by wearing masks and washing their hands. This way, we can definitely control the virus in the next few months.
Apart from China, the coronavirus has spread to Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, Thailand, Japan, South Korea, America, Vietnam, Singapore, Malaysia, Nepal, France and Australia. Meanwhile, the Indian Embassy in China has released another hotline number, 3 in total now. Special care is being taken by the Indian government too. According to the update by the Health Ministry, no case of coronavirus has been found in India. Cabinet Secretary also reviewed the situation arising out of novel coronavirus outbreak with secretaries in the Ministries of Health, External Affairs, Civil Aviation, Labour, Defence, INB and Member Secretary, National Disaster Management Authority, DG, Armed Forces, Medical Services attended the meeting. It was decided that steps may be taken to prepare for possible evacuation of Indian nationals in Wuhan.
Requested by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, several steps have been taken by Ministry of Civil Aviation also. The most prominent being at 7 airports where flights are arriving from China, they have rather installed, we have facilitated the thermal imagers. So as the people are walking in, through thermal imagery we can find out whether the person is running a fever or not, and as soon as in case he has some symptoms or fever or cough or cold, he's just taken to another place, doctor is examining him and the process follows.
In response to confirmed case of coronavirus in Nepal, vigil has been strengthened at Panitanki in West Bengal, which is the entry point from Nepal. Vigil has also been stepped up in districts bordering Nepal. Health teams have been deployed at border outposts with Nepal at Jhulaghat and Jaljibi in Pithoragarh district of Uttarakhand. Separate wards have been set up at AIIMS and Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital in the capital Delhi. The director of National Centre for Disease Control, NCDC, has visited RML Hospital and reviewed the preparations. The Union Health Secretary has reviewed the situation and through video conferencing has spoken to the Home Ministry and the Chief Secretary of 5 states adjoining Nepal and the Director General of Police. On Saturday, on the instructions of PM Modi, the Prime Minister's Principal Secretary reviewed India's readiness to deal with it amid global concern over growing cases of the disease in China. Meanwhile, the NCDC has also released a 24-hour helpline on which all information related to the coronavirus can be obtained. The World Health Organization is also monitoring the situation. With Nitendra Singh, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Let's get you some more updates from around the country in our regional roundup.
In the 2012 Delhi gang rape case, Supreme Court's 3-judge bench will hear on Tuesday the writ petition filed by one of the death row convicts, Mukesh, challenging President's rejection of his mercy plea. Enforcement Directorate has arrested Kapil Vadhavan, Chairman and Managing Director of Diwan Housing Finance Limited, DHFL, in connection with the money laundering probe against dead gangster Iqbal Mirchi and others. In Maharashtra, arrested gangster Ijaz Yusuf Lakadwala has been sent to judicial custody till February 10th in connection with another extortion case. This is the 3rd case in which he has been arrested. Meanwhile, Mumbai's Esplanade Court has rejected the bail plea filed by Shifa Sheikh Lakadwala's daughter. Andhra Pradesh Assembly passed the state government's resolution to dissolve the Legislative Council. The Assembly will now send the resolution to the central government for further process. The House has been adjourned sine die. The recently commissioned Indian Coast Guard ship Annie Besant reached its base port at Chennai today. It's a fast patrol vessel capable of search and rescue and interdiction operations.
And now it's time to get you some updates from around the world in our World Wrap.
Survivors from the Auschwitz-Birkenau Nazi death camp returned to Auschwitz on Monday to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the camp's liberation. In an emotional ceremony, the elderly survivors placed wreaths against the wall inside the camp where many executions were carried out during World War II. Those who gathered at Auschwitz urged future generations to remember the killings and atrocities that were carried out inside the camp. Britain has unveiled a new 50-pence coin minted to mark the country's departure from the European Union. The coin bears the inscription "Peace, Prosperity and Friendship with All Nations." About 3 million of the coins will be distributed from banks, post offices and shops from January 31, the day when Brexit will be done. Britain will leave the EU at 2300 GMT on January 31. An Iranian passenger plane overshot the runway as it landed in the southwestern city of Bandar-e-Sheher, swiftly moving into an adjacent highway without causing any casualties. A young child and her mother have been pulled out alive from under a collapsed building in Elazig as Turkey began winding down its rescue operation following an earthquake that killed nearly 40 people. Rescue teams, supported by thousands of emergency workers from other provinces, and hundreds of volunteers have pulled 45 people from under the rubble since the quake. 18-year-old musician Billie Eilish made history after taking home 4 of the biggest prizes at the Grammys on Sunday, with the awards for the Best New Artist, Record of the Year, Album of the Year and Song of the Year. She was also conferred with the prize for the Best Pop Vocal Album. A 12-year-long study by Conservation International discovered 4 new species of tropical sharks that use their fins to walk. These species have been found off the coast of northern Australia and New Guinea. The study revealed that these sharks that walk using their pectoral and pelvic fins prey upon smaller fish.
U.S. basketball legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna are among 9 people killed in a helicopter crash in the city of Calabasas in California. Bryant was traveling in a private helicopter when it came down and burst into flames. The LA County Sheriff said there were no survivors. Tributes from celebrities and fellow sports stars have been pouring in, many expressing shock at his sudden death. And that's all we have for the moment in this edition of Newsnight. For all the latest, stay tuned to DD India.